Good day. My name is David Wild, and this is the first part of a 4-point lecture on Chapter 10 on Innovation and Change from Connect Master Management 2.0. By the end of this lesson on innovation and change, you will be able to identify product and process innovations in organizations, to analyze the implications of creative destruction for established firms, to illustrate the process of innovation, to explain how innovation affects the evolution of industries. You'll be able to distinguish types of innovations used as firms compete, to recommend an innovation strategy for a firm. You'll be able to utilize Lewin's model to evaluate how an organization can implement change, and to illustrate the process of and barriers to organizational change. You'll be able to analyze the role of organizational development consultants in the organizational change process, and finally, to analyze how individual managers can contribute to innovation and change in organizations. Let's first look at defining innovation. Innovation is a very broad concept defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary as, quote, the introduction of something new, or, quote, a new idea, method, or device. Innovations can come in many forms, which affect companies and their customers. Product innovation occurs when new, redesigned, or substantially improved products are introduced. On the other hand, process innovation occurs when a company carries out its activities more effectively or efficiently than their competition. Coming up with innovations is an opportunity for companies. At the same time, innovations emerging from other companies can also be threatening to the performance and the very survival of its competitors. The need for innovation is thus great for most companies. So, in summary on defining innovation, innovations can be embedded in the products or services that companies offer to customers, or they might be directed to the processes and ways that an organization operates. Innovations are not only new ideas, but they also need to be executed, communicated, and add value to the organization and its customers. And finally, most companies need to be involved in innovation just to stay relevant in their industries. Next, we'll examine the need for innovation. New firms are created and succeed while established ones die off. Creative destruction is the displacement of established companies by new ones through product and process innovation, and it is an essential feature of capitalism that leads to the accumulation and the loss of wealth. Consider the ways in which creative destruction is reshaping industries and holds the potential to change the lives of managers, employees, and customers in the future. First, Netflix disrupted the video and DVD rental business. So powerful was its influence on this industry that this was later dubbed the Netflix effect, even in other industries. Smartphones and tablets have now replaced most digital cameras and video recorders. In addition, many people no longer wear watches because of these products. Online shopping has led to struggles for many traditional brick-and-mortar retailers. And finally, distance education is available for many degrees and courses, even for more advanced business courses that have relied on in-class discussion and peer-to-peer interaction in groups. We are certainly learning that during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, in summary, on the need for innovation, creative destruction is the process by which new entrants come into industries and displace existing firms through new products, services, and activities. The speed with which creative destruction occurs appears to have accelerated throughout business history. In industry after industry, some of the prominent and successful firms have experienced the Netflix effect of new entrants challenging existing ways of doing business. And finally, creative destruction suggests that for most companies, innovation will be an imperative if they wish to remain a viable business. Now, let's look at the 4 phases of innovation. Innovations tend to develop in a series of stages. The 4-phase process of innovation is shown to you in Figure 1 below, which is drawn from your text. The innovation process starts with an idea, which might be an abstract concept or might be a discovery from basic research. An invention occurs when an initial idea is translated into a new product or process, or significantly changes an existing one. A firm might pursue a patent in order to obtain exclusive rights on a technology in exchange for public disclosure of the idea on which the invention is based. Some firms instead prefer to protect their intellectual property through trade secrets rather than disclosing them. Trade secrets are information like a formula, a pattern, a compilation, a program, a device, a method, a technique, or a process used in business to obtain an opportunity for an economic advantage over competitors who do not know how to use it. Companies protect their trade secrets by using non-disclosure agreements, known by the acronym NDAs, or agreements to keep information confidential. Many companies also ask their employees to sign non-compete agreements, which prohibit them from taking a job with a direct competitor or starting a competitive business within a certain period of time. An innovation occurs when an invention is commercialized or introduced into markets and organizations as products, services, and processes. Entrepreneurs might do so by starting brand new businesses around an invention. Entrepreneurs who work within existing companies to innovate rather than pursue their own businesses are known as intrapreneurs with an I. Some companies have created skunk works, or separate units within a small team focused on developing and modifying innovations without the burdensome approval process and bureaucracy typically found in large organizations. The promise of obtaining what are known as first mover advantages, or gains from being the first to market with a new product or service, encourages innovation. The patent system exists to protect these gains and thereby incentivizes innovators to take risk. However, innovation also breeds imitation, as other firms later seek to obtain some of these gains for themselves. So, in summary on the 4 phases of innovation. Innovation proceeds through a series of 4 steps with distinct requirements and tasks for managers. First, new ideas often stem from activities in research and development. Second, ideas become inventions as they are transformed into a new or enhanced product or process. Managers are involved in efforts to protect the firm's knowledge and gain profits from the firm's ideas and inventions. Third, commercialization involves bringing an invention into markets and organizations, and this might happen by established organizations themselves through licensing agreements, spin-outs, or other startups. Fourth, ultimately, imitation by other organizations will take place. And that concludes the first of our 4-part lecture on Innovation and Change, Chapter 10.